What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're diving right in. Today, Lou and I are going to talk about a deal we closed in.
This was in Virginia. Y'all want to hear about this one? Get ready. All right, guys. So we're in the car for a deal breakdown. We're not going to the whiteboard today. It's story time. Locked up a deal in Virginia. Regular deal. Came in, acquired it. As far from an acquisition standpoint, wasn't too hard to lock this one up. It didn't necessarily fit our traditional buy box, right? So it was a lower ARV lead, and we get a lot of these type of leads. I would say, what you said, about 90% of the leads that we get.
Yeah, so most of these leads, 90% of our damage leads are low value. And when we say low value, we're buyers, right? So every lead we get, we analyze it as if we're gonna buy it, because some of these we do buy. So 90% of them for our damage are below 200K ARV, and for us, it just doesn't work. So we've disregarded them historically, but this year we're trying to take more on. So this conversation was a little different. We had to come up with a new acquisition script for these type of leads. So this ARV for this particular property was about 200K. So 200K, and Lou had to try, because it was nearly a teardown, to lock it up at land value to justify us wholesaling it.
And guys, with this lead, it wasn't, the reason I say from an acquisition standpoint, it wasn't as hard necessarily for this one to lock up, was because the seller and of course her husband, they were ready to move it. They were just ready to be done with the property. We ended up locking this property up for 2K. So we locked it up for 2K, and one of the hurdles in regards to locking this one up, the seller had some bad experiences. She mentioned with some other companies and some people basically really just trying to wholesale the property, over promising and under delivering. So they went through that like 2 or 3 times, where they had about 3 to 4 months of their time just wasted because people promised to sell and they could not get rid of this property. They wanted nothing more to do with it other than to move on with their lives. All right, guys, so when we locked this property up, the rehab on this property was about $60,000, and we were looking to sell, because of the type of property it was and the interest we were getting, we were looking to sell directly to a contractor, most likely someone who was going to fix this property up and probably keep it for themselves as part of their portfolio. We found a buyer, and we were finally able to assign this property for $1,000. You heard it right, $1,000. And I know you guys watch our channel, you see these big assignment fees, you see a lot of the work that we're doing, but this is also the grinding of real estate. And you know, not every deal is gonna be 6 figures, right? So we're able to sign this deal for 1K. But I'm gonna take the shades off of this. There was a kicker. So we ended up on this deal walking away with $0. And the reason why we walked away with $0 on this deal basically was because it was closing costs on this deal. Traditionally, usually the end buyer covers all of these closing costs, etc. And unfortunately, in this situation, because of the amount of the closing costs, etc., this buyer did not want to cover that, right? So in order to get the deal done and ultimately try to earn a review from the seller, we wanted to ultimately deliver and just get the deal done, as opposed to sending out an addendum and getting an extension and trying to prolong the deal. So we got the deal done, made $0, but had a happy seller at the end of the day. These are the ins and outs of the business. You're not always gonna make these 30K, 40K, 50K, 100K deals. Sometimes you just gotta do what you have to do to close the deal. Signing out from this one, guys. Don't forget, if you like this content, please comment. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And don't forget, guys, you're not gonna make all these big assignment fees all the time, but you gotta get used to making something, getting into practice, getting in the reps. You will improve every deal. Whether you put $50,000 in your pocket or whether you put $10 in your pocket, it's really just about improving. Till the next one, signing out of here. Peace.